Hello all, my name is Mars, and welcome back to the Rise of the Golden Idol, the Curse of the Last Reaper DLC. We have a very angry pirate on our hands, it looks like, so let's go on ahead and see what this guy's raging about. Broadside betrayal. Mutiny aboard the Last Reaper. Uh-oh, a mutiny. Alright, there's a dead guy. Where is our angry pirate? I feel like he would be in 1797. Maybe he's inside. Okay, as always, let's check the dead body first. The man is bleeding out, so not dead yet. A cutlass. A dagger. Cutlass inspection. Swift still using cutlass made of cheap, low-grade metal. Replaced soon. Lane, Nunda, and Valerio's cutlass is blunt. Sharpened soon. Okay. So he must be their weapons guy. Then prepare to lose your life just as you and your followers lost the vote. This guy is foaming at the mouth, literally. Maybe he's rabid. He's got a cutlass and an axe. Okay. Quick now, we're wanted in the captain's quarters. This game really feels like, you know, we've had 2 games of Golden Idol and who knows how many DLCs, 6 DLCs in total, and we're nearing the end of the saga, and just now it feels like this game is leading into its main inspiration, which was Return of the Obra Dinn. It's neat. To all hands aboard the Last Reaper. With the untimely passing of Captain Triton, the fate of this ship now lies in the hands of the crew. As per the Pirate Code, the new leadership shall be decided by vote. The following terms are hereby set forth. The vote shall take place on the deck at high noon. Each crew member shall cast 1 vote, with the exceptions of the Powder Monkey, whose rank doth not grant them such privilege, and the candidates themselves. Okay, so I'm not quite sure where the Powder Monkey is. I'm guessing it's someone who, like, lights cannons and stuff. The tally shall follow below once all votes are counted, and counted is blocked off by this. A bullet. A bullet is lodged in the mast. Okay. That discovered. What is this? Rolls? Okay, we need to determine the roles of all of these people. Very Obra Dinn. We know this guy is the bosun, and he did have that cut across his face already, it seems, so okay. So that wasn't the fault of the beast. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first. Very shifty-eyed fellow, this one. A cutlass. Okay, let's look over here. Ooh. Sorry, lad. There's only room for me and my boy. It's every man for himself now. He's got a harpoon, a map, the real map, and a cutlass. The map with the commodities on it. The boy is comatose. Okay. Have you lost your wits? We're on the same bloody side. Pull me aboard. This guy's got a weird tattoo on his chest, on his back, and a cutlass. But you're the bosun, we know that much. Down in the hold. You may outnumber us, but we're twice the sailors you'll ever be. Surrender now, and I might let you keep breathing. He's got a dagger, a kukri, and a cutlass. I ain't cut out for this. I chop meat, not men. I don't want to die down here all alone. Ma, please watch over me. He's got a cleaver. He must be the butcher. A pile of cannonballs. And a ladder. Alright, and inside, there's the angry pirate being shot at. Ahoy, men! Get your backsides here now! We have a mutiny on our hands! I'm guessing he's the captain. A pocket watch, a cutlass, okay. You're no captain. You couldn't find gold in the gunner's gob. Take this, you filthy rat. He's got it to do. C2, Garner's nose, and Horn's leg. Okay. So, whoever has kind of a... I don't want to say gimpy, but... a broken leg... must be Horn. And you must be like a doctor. We don't really have a lot of roles listed yet. You probably need to go to 1927 to see that. Like their list of who was on the manifest. Alright, so this is the same boat. So the people in 1927 are historians of a sort looking into this. A grading. We can't really look at the skeletons. What's going on down there, Ivan? She's got her ruby ring still. And she's still got her book that she loaned out, Creatures of the Messerods. Are you alright down there? This is Ivan Kern, someone we haven't met yet. Okay, there's the guy with the gold tooth. He got a cleaver in his head. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna kind of see how everything from the earlier timeline played out. The guy with the gold tooth was yelling at the guy with the cleaver, the butcher, who was being like, I don't want to do this, Ma, protect me. But somehow that cleaver ended up in the guy with the gold tooth's head. He's got a shiny gem, a net. What the hell is this? What is smoking on the ground here? And this looks like fresh blood. Did someone fall? Someone fell, I think. The mast has toppled. The ship is falling apart. Let's leave. Tell the old geezer to forget what junk he saw that drew him down there. An engraved cigar case with his initials on it, presumably. Expedition contract. The spoils of this expedition shall be split amongst the 6 party members as follows. Antoine Spilsbury, this guy, gets 35% of it, of course, because he looks rich. Jasper Wiles and Eliza Swan and Ivan Kearns get 15%. Radigan Olita and Myrtle Song get 10%. Besides Ivan Kearns, we met everybody in the first chapter. Skeletons, okay. Victim killer weapon, okay. Oh, extremely overdone. I know I keep saying that, but geez. A skeleton with a harpoon, okay. And then Eliza and Jasper in the captain's quarters. Very interesting, Jasper. Good work. Look here. I found the ship's log, and it contains the name of that bosun we saw mentioned in the battered cod. Okay. Jock Triton captain, right. He was dead. This mutiny happened after the captain, after something happened to the captain, so they were voting on new leadership. So of course he would be crossed out. Cyril Amiot, quartermaster, second in command. Alistair Sims, first mate, in charge of daily operations. William Nunda, second mate, oversees cruise work. Peter Lane, navigator, plots courses. Eleazar Garner, bosun, we know him, maintains discipline. Ezekiel Parker, master arms, responsible for weapons. Sebastian Horn, helmsman, steers ship. Raphael Valerio, gunner, manages cannons. Ada Baker, surgeon, treats injuries and illnesses. So that sounds like... Ada sounds like a woman's name? And her name is crossed out, so the man The man with his to-do list must have been like someone filling in for her. Horatio Lyon, carpenter, repairs hull and other woodworking. Maria Swift, sailmaker, maintains and repairs sails. Walter Keene, scrivener, name crossed out, keeps records. Moody Pollock, rigger, works ropes and sails. Maurice Selwyn, cook, prepares food. Right, we know who that is. Tom Atkins, seaman, various tasks. Jimbo Jenkins, incredible name, seaman, various tasks. Stephen Garner, powder monkey, runs gunpowder to cannons. Oh boy, okay, so first we need to figure out whose roles are who. We know that this guy's the bosun. Yeah, we don't even see captain or surgeon, so those people are dead. Okay, I'm gonna say that this guy's the cook. Let's see what clues we can find. Alright, he has a pocket watch. Cutlass inspection. Who would be in charge of inspecting cutlasses? The gunner? Master arms. Master arms, probably. Hold on. I'm going to take a look at this list again. Master arms responsible for weapons. Okay. So this guy is the master arms responsible for weapons. This is a woman. And I think there was only one woman left. Hold on. I need to take a look at this book again. I wish there was a way to keep this open as reference. I mean, I could take a picture of it. I'm just gonna take a picture of this. There we go. So I don't have to keep flipping back here. Maria Swift must be the sailmaker. She's the sailmaker, so the only other woman was crossed out. And I'm guessing this is like order. Yeah, it literally says leader and second in command. So this must be like order of succession, maybe? I mean, obviously it has something to do with rank. Obviously Powder Monkey is last, so they're not allowed to vote. So could this be like order of succession, like in the US government? Like there's an order of ranking of the top officials in the US government, and like say if the president, the vice president, and I don't know who's third in command, Speaker of the House maybe, if they're all incapacitated and unable to serve, then the fourth guy becomes president, and everyone else moves up in rank accordingly as well. So I'm thinking of that. Maybe the carpenter would go up to surgeon. So he could be the carpenter. That seems weird to me. A carpenter would not have the training to be a doctor, but I don't know, based on that association I have, maybe I'll put in that this guy is the carpenter. This guy. This guy really seems like he's the most in charge. So he could be the first mate. He could be Alistair Sims. Alright, we need to find out whose leg is bad. Because that would tell us Okay, this could be Horn. This could be Horn, who would be the helmsman. Because his leg needs to be looked at. Because he has a peg leg. You're the helmsman. Some of these I'm not sure how we would figure out. Quick, now we're wanted in the captain's quarters. I should take a look at this. Alistair Sims and William Nunda. So I'm pretty sure that the angry pirate that we saw in the beginning, that is in fact the first mate, because he won the vote and therefore would be, you know, sitting in the captain's quarters, and all these people are the people who voted against him. Alright. Am I gonna make the Obra Dinn assumption that the guy who's climbing on the rigging must be a rigger? Or a topman, as they call it in that game. I just recently watched a playthrough of Return of the Obra Dinn, so it's a little bit on my mind. all of the assumptions that people make to figure things out in that game. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first. Alright, we should take a look at cutlasses. So, Swift is the woman. Lane, Nunda, and Valerio. So, Nunda, the second mate. Blunt cutlass. Lane, the navigator. And Valerio, the gunner, have blunt cutlasses. What does a blunt cutlass look like? They all look kind of the same to me, all these cutlasses. So, your name was not on the list. You also have a wooden nose. That is not something I've ever seen before, a wooden nose. That's why he was talking about looking at your nose. Ah, and then it would make even more sense that the guy with the to-do list is the carpenter, because both the nose and the leg are wooden. Okay, so I think I was correct in guessing that. Your name was not on the list, so we can assume that your cutlass is good. So it's made of good material, it's not blunt, it has a sharp edge. You are not one of the people on the list. Alright, she has a bad cutlass. All of these cutlasses look the same to me, is the thing. It's not helping me, because all of them look the same. This one has a lot of scratches on it. This one could definitely be blunt. It doesn't have a sharp edge. It's covered in scratches. This could be Swift. Or it could be our prototype for a blunt cutlass. But all of these cutlasses I'm seeing look pretty good. That one has a very sharp tip. So does that one. Yeah, they all look sharp. They all look... This one looks a little dented. This could very well be... I don't know. I should probably take a look at what people are saying. Then prepare to lose your life just as you as your followers lost the vote. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first. You and your followers? I'm guessing then that this is the guy who lost. This is Nunda. So that would be, Nunda would be the second mate. Second mate. Now let's take a look at who's in the hold. I haven't looked at these cutlasses yet. If they in fact have cutlasses. Okay, this is obviously a blunt cutlass. It does not have a sharp edge. So this must be... who are the three names? Valerio... It could be Valerio, it could be Lane. So he could either be the gunner or the navigator. He's got quite a lot of weapons. I don't think that has anything to do with being a gunner. That has something to do with cannons. Oh, he's with the cannonballs. I'm gonna say he's the gunner. In that case. So if we see anyone else with a bad cutlass, this guy's cutlass is blunt. So yes, you must be the second. You must be the navigator. And I'm guessing this boy is the powder monkey. Everything is correct. Hey! I expected so much to be wrong there, but my intuitions were good. And my Obra Dinn knowledge helped. Alright, now we need to take a look at these skeletons. They shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Alright. This one with the gunshot, that is the first mate. I think it's easy enough to fill in who every victim is. This one with the gold tooth is the gunner. The one with the dagger in the eye where is the skeleton? Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is the navigator. Alright. Okay, here's the one with the dagger in his eye. Okay, so there are 4 people in here, but there are only 3 here. She has a dagger. She has a dagger, and we're in this room, so it's very likely that the killer here is her. But I'm not 100% sure who would have killed her. Who she would have killed. Okay, this is the guy with the peg leg. Guy with the peg leg is the helmsman. I'm gonna try and figure out identities first and foremost. Hold on. Is this an earring? This guy was wearing gold earrings. Okay. So... you must be the carpenter. Okay, so this must be... the one with the axe in its head must be the sailmaker. She is sitting next to a gun and a shitty cutlass that broke. Because we know that she was the one who had the one made of bad metal. So this must be her. And this could be the other end of the cutlass. Oh, this one has a ring on its finger. We should keep an eye out for that. But the one with the axe in their head is the sailmaker. Alright. Who had a silver ring on their finger? This guy. The rigger. And he's the one who said, we're wanted in the captain's quarters. Okay. This one, he's just laying where he died. He must be the Master of Arms. This one has like a gold necklace? Who has a gold necklace? Part of me feels like there are more skeletons here than people. Alright, we know that the bosun escaped. It looked like the powder monkey was taken along with him. Okay, the cook. The cook must have come out of the hold. He's wearing a gold necklace. Okay. So this must be the cook. I'm not sure how he died. It looks like he got his arm and his leg chopped off. Huh. So this is the cook. And this is the second mate. Okay, now we need to find out. I think it'll be easier to determine what weapons killed them. So first of all, it looks like he has a bullet hole in his chest. He's saying, "Ack." You have a pistol, you don't have a pistol. You must have been shot by him. Alright, well, first of all, I'm going to say that the Master Arms was shot with a pistol by the rigger. Alright. You were stabbed with a dagger. Dagger by... who had a dagger? You did not have a dagger. You had a dagger. You might have stabbed from the hold as this guy went to the steps. Okay. Makes sense to me. Oh, and he was going to the helm. He was going towards the helm. That makes sense because he's the helmsman. Okay. So he was struck by a dagger by the gunner. And the gunner, I'm pretty sure we can say he was struck by a cleaver by the cook. Maybe in response to him killing the helmsman. Alright, first mate was shot by a pistol. Let's determine which... Ugh. I can't tell which bullet has a better trajectory. You're no captain. Take this, you filthy rat. We have a mutiny on our hands. This one looks like it has a better... It's actually aimed at his head. This one, you can see it's kind of going in front of him and it's not even near him yet. So I'm guessing that she killed the... She killed him. The sailmaker killed the first mate. The carpenter was killed by a dagger. Probably by him. She has a dagger, but she didn't use it, I would assume. Yeah. Because he was being called into the captain's quarters by the first mate, who was saying, "Come here and stop this mutiny." So he would have been against these two, so he would be the one who killed the mutineers. Okay. So... the carpenter was killed with a dagger by the rigger. And the rigger was killed with a shitty cutlass by the sailmaker. The sailmaker was killed with an axe. Who had an axe? Not you. Not you, not you. No one here has an axe. You have a hatchet. I think he's the only one who has a hatchet. So he would have killed him, gone into the captain's quarters, killed the only one left alive, left his hatchet, then tried to go to the helm, but the gunner, like, snuck on out of there and killed him with a dagger. Okay, that makes sense to me. The sailmaker was killed with an axe by the helmsman. The second mate, same thing, helmsman axe. The cook, okay, let's take a look at the cook's body. Huh. Okay, it looks like there was a struggle. There is an arm here. It looks like the kukri is covered in blood. Okay. Okay, there was a struggle here where he lost his arm and he came up here to die. Okay, so the cook was killed with the kukri by the gunner. And finally, the navigator, I feel like I saved the easiest one for last, was killed by the boatswain with a harpoon. 2 or fewer incorrect. Okay. Okay, so... the first thing I feel like I want to check is... okay. That could be right. Alright. Let's do the thing where we are... sure of something. Like I said, this one is probably the easiest, so let's replace this. Okay. So there's only one thing wrong. There's only one thing wrong. So let's say we're gonna say that the navigator was killed by the sailmaker because we know for a fact they were killed by the bosun. So we're gonna use this to make sure. Okay, harpoon. Kukri is correct. Gunner is correct. Cook is correct. Helmsman is correct. Okay. Okay, so the helmsman was not killed by the gunner. He might have been killed by her. Because she had a dagger that she didn't use, according to what we said. Okay, so he wasn't killed by the gunner. Hold on. I'm gonna go back. I'm going to replace this with bosun. So the helmsman was killed by the sailmaker. That's why he attacked her. He attacked her while he went in here. He killed... Hold on. Alright. I'm trying to figure out the helmsman's movements. So he went in here, he killed him. He went in here. He was already dead. So he just killed her, who stabbed him back, and then he just tried to get onto the helm. Okay. Okay, makes sense. I made it a lot more complicated by adding the gunner here. I'm so concerned with what is going on here. What is smoking? And why is there fresh blood? Alright. In 1797, the last Reaper's first mate was elected the ship's new captain. Oh god, I need to figure out who voted for him. Voted in... This is so complicated. Alright, so he was voted in by 5 people. We can know for a fact that you're one of the people who's going against it. Because you're the other person. You're the person who lost. You're aligned with the first mate because you're the one who goes in to help. So the helmsman is one of them. The rigger is one of them. The helmsman, the rigger. What side are the gunner and the cook on? You may outnumber us, but we're twice as sail as you'll ever be. Surrender now and I might let you keep breathing. Okay, so he's on the losing side. So the cook must have voted for him. The cook? Okay, I need to like just figure out who the mutineers are. These two, this guy, and this guy. And this guy says we're on the same bloody side. So the bosun and the navigator must have voted for the first mate. The bosun and the navigator. The second mate lost with votes from the master-arms, the carpenter, the sailmaker, and the gunner. That night, the second mate and his supporters attacked the first mate's faction, resulting in numerous deaths on both sides. While the fight raged on, the bosun and the powder monkey escaped with the map. Yay. Not too hard. Okay. So obviously someone is missing here. Radigan Olita, we have not seen in this scene. So he must be the one who's missing. In 1927, I'm gonna say Radigan Olita. Hold on, I need to make sure I can see both of these. Radigan Olita went below deck, having something as something through a something. But someone's something a something. Which something a something. So someone... something and something a something before being something into the something. Okay. So we need to figure out what happened down here. Was this hole always here? Oh! Okay, so he dropped this. He dropped the gem through the grate. Okay, having... Or spotted. Spotted a gem through a grate. That would make sense to me. He didn't drop it through a grating. Okay, I need to see what was in this room in 1797. It's from a different angle. Or is it? No, we're seeing the hatch and the grate from the same angle here. Hold on, who did that gem belong to? Maybe the gem was in... No, but you were wearing the necklace as a skeleton. That's how we identified you. I mean, I guess it's not important. It's not really important ultimately where the gem came from, but I would like to know. It wasn't here before. Okay, so he must have done something that, like, blew up these cannonballs. Are you alright down there? What is this? I'm so confused. And then there's something with this net. I think he pulled a net to try and keep himself from falling. Which... someone dropped something. Someone shot a something, which hit a cannonball. So he fell and pulled a net before being pulled into the sea. By what? I can't tell what this is. Alright, I need to take another look at this. Where was that net before? This is really not helping me. I mean, it could have toppled the ladder we could be talking about. I actually don't think cannonballs had anything to do with this, because then there would have been, like, an explosion, which would have been really bad. Someone... Huh. I think something toppled the ladder. Which toppled a ladder, so... Radagonolita fell and pulled a net before being toppled? No. Pulled into the sea. I feel like something dragged him. I don't know what this is. They must have shot a pistol. Yeah, something's wrong here. Radagonolita went below deck, having spotted a gem through a grating. That I'm pretty sure about. Over here, we just have the corpse. This is not helping us with anything. The ship is falling apart. Let's leave. Tell the old geezer to forget whatever junk that drew him down there. Alright, they both have ruby rings. You have a cigar case. You do have a gun, but I feel like that's not really relevant. I'm just trying to figure out based on... I'm pretty sure that this is Radagonolita because he's not there right now. Someone... We have so few verbs in this situation. So, and none of them really... There's only a few of them that make sense in a combination with the nouns we have. So... It's really throwing me through for a loop. Because there are so few... I feel like if I knew what this was... Alright, there's blood spatter on the cannonball. The net comes from the ladder, which wasn't there here. So the net must be something that was added. The net could be the thing that was dropped. Someone pulled a net, which toppled, hit a cannonball. He fell and hit a cannonball before being pulled into the sea, which toppled the ladder. Okay, there we go. So someone not on the boat pulled the net. Several hours after losing the vote, William Nunda's supporters launched a coordinated attack on Alistair Sim's faction. On the deck, Nunda and the Master-at-Arms ambushed the helmsman, thinking they had him outnumbered. However, they didn't realize the rigger was above them, making it a fair fight, which they lost. Eventually, everyone killed one another, apart from the bosun and his son, who escaped with a map. Okay, so the powder monkey is in fact the bosun's son. So when he was saying, "I'm sorry, son," he wasn't like addressing the barkeep. He was like saying a sorrowful farewell to his son, who had probably already died at that point. More than a century later, the expedition team found the shipwreck. Oh, it was his pipe. Yeah, Olita had a pipe that he kept smoking in every scene he was in. So that was his pipe that fell. The little pile next to it was the tobacco that fell out of it. That was supposed to be our hint that he had fallen from the ladder. The expedition team found the shipwreck. Radigan Olita was lured into a trap and dragged into the sea. So someone was waiting for them to find this shipwreck. And it set a trap. Yikes. Someone or something. Because we know that there was a beast involved when the bosun died. My dearest Walter Keene, it is with the deepest gratitude that I put pen to paper, for it was by your noble hand that I was delivered from certain June during the reign of the Order Party. The time has come to repay my debt in kind, as is the custom of Lemuria, a life for a life. I understand that unfortunate events have rendered you a shadow of the man you once were, bowed and wearied by the weight of cruel fate. Yet take heart, for there exists a remedy. On the 27th of February, a Lemurian sentinel vessel shall depart from the azure heaven and make its course to the volcanic Isle of Craven Rock. Aboard shall be borne a number of sacred relics destined for the annual ritual of restraint. Restraint. Among these artifacts is one of singular power, known as the Wish Bloom. You shall know it by its unmistakable fragrance, both sweet and strong. Should you come into possession of this gift, you will become a new man. Upon my solemn oath as the son of Lemuria, I affirm that all I have written is true. With unwavering loyalty, Ergen II. Alright, I'm pretty sure that Walter Keene and Ergen II are names from the first game, which again, I do not remember that well. If I don't understand this, at least I won't be able to blame this game for it. Because if you'll recall, I was really confused by the ending of the last DLC, The Age of Restraint. At least I can just blame the passage of time for this, and I'll have to do a little digging into what happened in the first game, but... Alright, what's next? A woman or a boy talking and hitting something? I don't know. We'll see. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more The Rise of the Golden Idol.